I'd like to show you another little trick that I use quite a lot when I'm adding a lot of reverb or other effects to a sound. Sometimes it can be too overwhelming and just too much of it. So let's say I have this sound, right? If I were to add like a lot of reverb, it would immediately be muddy and cluttered. What we can do is we can add ducking to this reverb. This reverb doesn't have ducking built into it, which I think is a shame. Every reverb should have it. I don't know why not, but anyways, we can add it fairly simply in Bitwig Studio. There are a few different ways to do this, I'm sure. I'm not sure which one is the right one, but this is the one that I use. I'm just going to go ahead and add a tool device. So a tool device is just a simple utility device with volume and pan control and things like that. So I could use it to do auto pan effects and things like that. And of course control the volume. Now, because this is an instrument track, I know there are notes coming in. So in this case, I can use a note sidechain. And this is just a simple envelope that is triggered every time a note comes in. You can probably see that in the little purple graph there. And I'm going to assign that to the volume. And this is now inversed, working in the minus. So you can hear how the envelope is triggered and the volume slowly rises. This is a pretty cool effect in its own, but as you can hear also the original sound is also muted using this technique. So we need to do one more step, and this is separating the wet and the dry signal. Adding another FX layer with an empty layer. This is going to be our dry, and I'm going to move the reverb into the layer. Keep that separate so it's wet only, and I need to change this in the reverb as well to 100% wet mix. Now I have dry and I have wet separated into layers. I need to now move my tool device setup into the reverb signal chain after the reverb. And now I have much better clarity, although I have the same amount of reverb, it's just not happening at the same time as the notes. And it just fades in this nice way. I think that works pretty nicely. Let's see if we can actually use that someplace in the mix. I think we need to add some more variation here, for instance. Let's automate that. I'm going to automate the mix knob of this whole layer. And I'm going to just mix it in here. And then bring it down here somewhere. Let's just try that out. Well, it's pretty dark, this reverb. I think I want to EQ that. I'm going to EQ it right at the end. And again, this is a pretty simple operation. So I'm just using the EQ2